You're listening to Partynerdz Weekly.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Partynerdz podcast. It was a long time coming, but we are here at this Invincible finale. I'm your host, James Grandmaster Facts Boys. Got Ralphie on deck, Jorge
right.
here. Later on, we will be joined by two of our Partynerdz OGs, Ed and Gerv, to talk about Wrestlemania. But we felt like, God, it's really starting to come full circle. They have really made this well-rounded, the show in general. Even though it was spaced out, season 2 in 2 parts ended up being really exceptional.
Top tier, if we had to really say it.
Top tier.
But you know, it's just, I said it in the chat. I said this is so Robert Kirkman, so Robert Kirkman. Give us a great.
But is it?
It is. It is. I'm jumping right into it. It is so like him to provide us such a great show. Okay, and for those who don't know, because I'm giving a little background.
The Walking Dead.
Yeah, all those people who watched Walking Dead, you know the series, the segment. You start with a bang, then you give us a whole bunch of just nothing, just layers of just boring, and then finally you give us another bang at the end, where I have to wait 9 months afterwards. I'm tired of this. I'm tired.
Well, but this is the thing about the comic book, and for anybody that understands the show is pretty much following the show to a T. Haas has joined us. What's up, brothers?
Oh, what's going on, Lacey?
Hi guys, what's up?
He just gave you the studio audience clap. That was actually, I didn't expect that shit at all.
Yo, the Ralphie done brought back the stash, man.
But he felt like it was only right because it was less Viltrumite action than what he expected in the season finale. But the season finale has a lot of implications.
He keeps wearing that stash. We're all going to have to register as sex offenders.
Or we have to go on tour with the Whispers.
You did it steady rocking all night long.
They don't got the same.
Rockin' to the break of dawn.
I can't take y'all anywhere.
Walter and Scotty, man, that's he's the trip. Ralphie's his triplet. Is Ralphie, Walter, and Scotty.
Oh my God, they had a younger brother that they hid.
Yeah, he's only 60 years younger than him. That's all. Only 60.
But we kind of, all right. So to shoot back into it, we kind of knew from the first episode of Invincible season 2 that Angstrom Levy was going to have these big implications. When you first met him, you know, he's almost like a rebel, and he just wants to against the Viltrumite Empire. And he meets Mark for the first time, and he's actually like a decent person. He just wants to basically conjoin all his people, every single Angstrom Levy from the multiverse, into one particular brain, his, and then just be done with it. When Mark essentially blows up that entire plant, it sends Angstrom on this cataclysmic journey to impose himself to get rid of Mark, just get him completely out of the picture.
Mm-hmm.
But in the long run, you kind of figured, and like I said, we talked about it, the episode that was just before this. Mark's been going through so much this season,
so much ass whooping.
The thing is,
whooping.
And what's up, Andre? Yeah. So aside from the breakups, you know, he's bringing his father's kids home. He's fucking he's going back to college, but he ain't really going back to college. It's just a whole bunch of stuff, and then he meets his dad in the second at the end of the first episode into the second episode again for the first time, and he don't know how that feels, and he only gets to stay with him for about 3 days until the Viltrumites take over and literally just wreck shop. So it's almost at the point now that Mark understands that I can't leave Earth at this moment. A Viltrumite literally just came down here and warned me again. She whooped me, tore me Like I didn't lay a hand on her. I raised my fist. Nothing happened. She damn near put me in the dirt.
He cried in the car.
He damn sure cried in the car.
He cried.
He did cry.
But inevitably, like, how are y'all feeling about the season finale? And better yet, how are y'all feeling about season 2?
I want to say season 2 was dope. Season 2 was definitely dope.
Right. I think it's a well-rounded season.
Yeah. And it's and I guess piggybacking off of what you said, like we to watch how vulnerable Mark is as far as, like you said, man, like he got the girlfriend issues. He much like he has like the same issue Peter Parker has, right? He can't. Yeah. He wants to be with his girl, but he can't be with his girl because he got lives to save, right?
Yeah, but he also got these things out there that one of them talking about some black cat.
Yeah, yeah, but like I said, back on Mark, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he got the girlfriend thing. He got that situation with his pops. You know, his pops try to kill him. You know what I'm saying?
I have to agree with what he said. He said the hiatus really killed the momentum.
That's true. That's true. They got to do something about that.
Well, and they said that in the second to last episode because they discussed the animation and how long the animation takes. So they were saying we wanted to give it to you right away. We went on that hiatus to finish up the animation for the last 3 episodes, and that way we could complete the season.
Why did they just
give it to it once?
Well, that's the thing. They're saying you're
finish everything. Finish everything. Yeah. Well, I'd rather wait longer for the season 3. Right, make sure you have all those episodes set, and don't give us like a couple months in between, because there's only 4 episodes each half.
Well, why don't you send it to Japan? They'll do that shit in a week.
Here you go. Yeah, you know what? They might be able to. The way that they work. Yeah,
maybe they should look up the X-Men season 5 animators and do that. I don't care how they do it, as long as they put it all together and we can watch it straight through and not have momentum slowed down. But anyways, back to my point.
Ralphie is all for the sweatshop labor.
Yeah,
ain't that right, Ralphie?
Of course. Me man says work. Me man says work.
I'm saying. Yo, sang.
Yep.
I was trying to keep this on the wraps.
But like I said, he got his pops trying to kill him, and then when his pops bounced, and then he got summoned by his pops. He finds out his dad is popping fucking insect pussy, bro. He's popping insect pussy and has an insect brother that is purple, like motherfucking Barney. Like, it's crazy. There's a lot to do with. Then he brings his brother back for his mom, who hasn't seen her husband in ages. Is raising the kid. Yo, there's lots of drama, trauma, and all kinds of shit unraveled here. It's a great season. Go ahead.
No, but there's it's funny because there's a lot of Easter eggs that happen throughout the season finale, as well as throughout the season of particular characters, particular beings that just so happen to have larger implications in the next coming seasons. So when we're talking about the Thraxans, and we may have thought that basically Oliver was pretty much going to be the last that we see of the Thraxans, a particular Viltrumite is going to take harness and look at Oliver and be like, I could just make a bunch of carbon copies of myself if we're just dwindling in population. They die like in 3 days. We don't even have to have relationships with these things.
I smell something cooking.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and what you're smelling is an insect barbecue amongst the Viltrumites.
I like this.
Yeah. So like, let's just say that the Thraxans are going to play a major role in this. Probably when we get back into this 3rd season.
You're welcome.
Oh yes, it is a thick stash. Now, when we get back into this 3rd season, note, even though Oliver is half Thraxan, he's going to age a little bit faster than human beings do. So by the time we get back into this 3rd season, Oliver's going to be about like 10 to 12 already. And he probably like only been there maybe like a year. So there's going to be that possibility. And so the one thing about Invincible that always seems to hold him back is the fact that he has a lot of emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Andre, Battle Beast. I can't say it. No, I'm not going to say it. So just know that Battle Beast will return. It may not have been the second season. It might not even be the third season, but maybe in season 4. If he does come back at the end of season 3, that'd be great. But the biggest thing is that we know that more Viltrumites are going to be coming to Earth because basically Anissa warned him again. There is another that's going to get down there, and I basically told Ralphie to look him up. And there's an old fogey that's gonna pop up with a built ass arm named Conquest. And if you have the opportunity, look his ass up because he will be there. But the thing is, Mark's gonna have to deal with his little brother, and his little brother is gonna be half Viltrumite himself. He's gonna end up getting powers. And the thing about Mark is that he's too emotionally attached because he's half human, right? Yeah, that's why he always like feels like that's probably one of the big reasons why he keeps getting his ass whooped.
Yo, I have a question.
Yep, go ahead.
Yes, pick me. Yo, so his little brother, right? Like you said, how half Ultramite, but he's also half what is Thrax?
Thraxan. So like I said, by the time he gets back in season 3, he's going to be like 10 to 12 years old, and he's only been on Earth for a year.
All right, now since you read the comics, what is this motherfucker's personality like? Because he's not, like you said, he's not half human, so he doesn't have that emotional. So how's how's his character in the comics personality wise?
He's a nutcase. And Mark's got to be the one to tame him. Just think of it as Omni-Man, the way that he rages out as a little kid.
Yeah. Ooh.
So this is the implications. Just like, for one, I'll tell you this: Oliver's gonna basically wants to live up to the higher pedestal of his father. Mm-hmm. He, you know what I'm saying, the one he's always heard stories about his father. He heard about Nolan Grayson to the point where he starts to call himself Kid Omni-Man. And Mark's like, you can't call yourself that here on Earth because everybody who knows who Omni-Man is, can't stand that dude. Right. Why do you want to call yourself that? So that's the thing. He's trying to tame him. He's got like a suit on for no apparent reason. It's a 10 to 12-year-old kid that's killing anything in sight because it's not like Mark can hold himself back. He can't.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Basically, so think about like a problem child superhero. Yeah, he's a kid that doesn't know better. And he was like, "What are you talking about? He's like, it was an accident. You know, he's constantly killing people, and he's like, it was an accident. I didn't know how strong I was. I just punched through his face. It's okay." Yeah. So he's gonna have to deal with that. Also, the fact that in this episode with Angstrom Levy going through all these multiversal portals and all these opportunities that basically were put out there, we did get our Spider-Man Batman cameo.
That was dope. That was so dope.
Yeah,
that was so dope.
He's like, so you dress like a bat and you call yourself like
right. He's like, that's your Spider-Man reference. But note in the comics, of course, Spider-Man did make an appearance and a cameo in the comics.
Who allowed that?
Batman did not. Batman did not, but he did make fun of him by basically making fun of his name. But and the other thing is people will take on to that and be like, well, you have a character by the name of Robot. Well, the joke is that Robot's not even a damn robot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oliver and Wednesday Addams would get along great. They would. Like, at least Wednesday Addams plots on what she's about to do. Like, just Oliver just busts his way through it.
I can't wait. That's dope.
So the Guardians of the Globe seem to be in shambles. Of course, I'm pretty sure if we're looking at it correctly, season 3 is going to be Conquest arriving on Earth, and that's going to be a problem for everybody. It's going to be a party. It's going to be the Guardians of the Globe. But this is the other thing. You know who is particularly interested in all Viltrumites that show up on that damn planet, and it's Cecil. He wants to capture one for himself.
Why?
What is
wrong with him?
He wants to know their plans. he wants to basically cut up their DNA. You see what he's done to Donald.
Bro,
That's what he wants to
But
do.
you can't do that to a Viltrumite. Aren't they like?
But this is the thing.
Steel?
If a particular Viltrumite gets into a fight and gets killed by another Viltrumite, or is severely damaged, Cecil can pick up the scraps and do what he wants with them.
Okay.
So is Cecil really like low key a villain as well too?
He's absolutely, but it's not even like that. He thinks he's doing good justice by the government to basically protect the earth by doing all this dastardly shit. But Cecil has horrible intentions. He's the dude from the video game. He's absolutely Cerebus from Mass Effect. I would regardless of what's happening in here, I could literally self-destruct this whole entire thing. It's humanity first, always and forever. And yes, Aces, Kid Oliver is Damian Wayne. He will be Damian Wayne.
There's something wrong with that child.
Yeah.
Something wrong with that boy.
Because Damian Wayne part going.
Yeah. But also this, what do y'all think of the turn that basically happened with Angstrom Levy? Did you like how he basically fucked shit up?
I felt that Angstrom Levy got what he deserved, right? You fucked around and found out. Granted, you have multiple portals. You were just sending them left and right, but it was only a matter of time. Let alone, it was about time for Mark to finally do something to him after what happened to Donna.
He gave his mom a compound fracture.
The moment that I saw that, my jaw dropped. I said, "You got to do something." She has been through so much, and for that to just compound on it,
I was like, man,
he had to go. He had to go.
Yeah, bro. But even through those portals, so one of the worlds he got dropped into was a place where there was highly intelligent dinosaurs. That's going to reappear. That's going to reappear in this series.
Why? What's up with the dinosaurs?
No. Dinosaurus is a big portion of the storyline.
Oh my god.
No, you got to understand, man. It's that good.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We already had our Spider-Man character. Professor Oct was actually pretty fucking funny. He said, "Don't tell him, bro." I'm not going to tell him about dinosaurs and his intentions. But also the fact that he met the future Guardians of the Globe,
right?
Which had already figured out time travel. Yeah, they had a portal ready for him. They knew he was going to end up right there because they needed him for a particular reason to go back to the present time because some shit goes down that they're not ready to tell him. Also, the fact that why did she call Robot Rex? You're going to find out more about that later.
Dope.
So so you caught that Adam Eve basically, when she's telling Mark, he was like, "Yo, just tell Eve how you feel," and all this other type of stuff. Rex is upset, and it was like, "Yo, why the hell did you tell her that?" And she's like, "Shut up, Rex." And then it's like people will be like, "Yo, what is Rex doing in Robot's costume?"
Right.
That has humongous implications.
I can't wait to see what happens because that threw me off too.
Yeah. So just know that the totality of every single character in here, every character has an arc. Bulletproof has an arc.
Yeah.
Monster Girl and Robot have an arc. Black Samson got an arc. Bulletproof, Jesus Christ, do not read about that. Because the shit that's going to start coming out about Bulletproof, as crazy as he is, this one right there.
So wait, hold on. Let me ask yo, Andre. I'm not. You know why? Because I don't want to know what happens, bro.
I like the shock value that's happening, but how long can this is the real thing? How long can this honestly go?
I got
It can go 7 to 8 seasons. Maybe even a little longer if they really want to pace it. But if they paced it, you would still get filler episodes. Like you remember season 1? Remember the Flaxen Empire that tried to invade Earth and Omni-Man just torched that whole planet?
Yeah.
but time works particularly faster than it does here on Earth. That civilization is building. They're almost like 100 years, like maybe like thousands of years ahead of us. And they all hear about a Viltrumite that came to their planet one day and terrorized them. And he came from this particular planet. So the Flaxons will be returning.
God damn.
Yeah, yo, I'm telling you, everybody has implications. Everybody. Cecil, Donald, Donald damn near turns into a Terminator at one point. It's like
seems like it's going.
You can see
right.
it. The moment he opened up his chest, he said.
And of course, our good brother of season 2, Angstrom Levy.
Oh, he comes back. I thought he got beat. He got.
Does anybody really die?
But he
you know what I'm saying?
He got beat the shit.
So yeah. So one season is about 20 to 25 issues from the comic with fat trimmed away. So about 7 seasons at most. 7 to 8. I say 7 or 8. You know what I'm saying? If they can really get nuts with this, you figure the one big thing that Angstrom was pushing that I talked about at the beginning, I think season 2, the first episode, was the fact that Angstrom is the big implication that's responsible for the Invincible War.
Mm-hmm.
You come to realize in that first episode that, there's multiple Invincibles out there. Who do you think's going to let them out?
Makes sense to me. All right.
You know what I'm saying? Anissa's going to clap. Is going to be clapping somebody's cheeks. There's also that.
We got past this. Andre wasn't this thing.
The reason for the clapping of someone's cheeks is for breeding purposes. And let's just say, Mark.
Is there an emotional connection at least?
Let's just say later on down the line.
Oh, there you go. It's getting a little spicy now.
Yeah, there's so much out there. Like when I tell you, like Anissa having that big of a motivational point in this, because the one thing that they told us in season 1 is that the Viltrum Empire, their shit was torn apart. They fought each other. There was one Viltrumite war, and their population isn't that thick. So that's a big reason for why their numbers are dwindling. But they do, they're trying to still take over planets, and they're trying to build up their population. And one of the big reasons and ways to build up their population is Thraxons.
Oh Lord have mercy,
I said one of the big ways, because the Viltrumite population is so low, one of the big ways that they try to build back up their population is Thraxons.
So they're just gonna make a whole bunch of purple people?
Yep, that's it. Yeah. It's a purple army of purple Viltrumites.
Purple Viltrumites
in 10 minutes.
Yep. All right, so we wanted to ask, of course, everybody out there, see exactly what they thought of season 3 and season 2, and what were their implications for season 3. So Jorge, if you got them, let them rip.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, that's Andre. That's pretty much the whole season. That is the whole season there.
All right, here we go. We got a comment here.
Doing the math on the comics progression, that scene would most likely happen at the end of season 5, a cliffhanger. Yes, I think it, as of now, because of that first appearance with Anissa, that more than likely that she's going to appear either at the beginning of season 5, it might be the cliffhanger at the end of season 5. Could be even end of season 4, depending on how they speed this up.
Perfect.
Go ahead, Jorge. Oh, that was the end of the season? No. Yes, it was the end of the season. Did you feel bad by the multiversal ending? Damn, somebody got their feelings hurt on that one. Go ahead. They 100% need to make these seasons longer. Feels like they got 2 hours of content, and now we got to wait a year or 2 for season 3. More than likely, if they do it the way that they intend on doing it, to where there's no break, you probably will take a year and a half. Then they come back, And they're going to give us what was it? It was an 8 season season,
8.
8 episode season. So if they were going to give us 10 episodes and possibly make this longer, like, bro, they're trying to speed this shit along. They're trying.
Go to Japan.
Unless
They go to Japan.
Oh man, Jesus Christ!
Unless they go to Japan.
All right, here we go.
Nobody's gonna see the.
Was hoping for Battle Beast since he was teased at the end of last season, but I guess not. You will though. But
Yeah,
you
but
will.
when?
That's the thing. You're not going to see him in season 2 because they wanted to build up the multiversal arc and then give you the Invincible War. But you will, more than likely, at the end of season 3. You will.
They just need to instill the culture difference here. Nah.
All right.
All right. Take this damn thing off.
Lots of black eyes.
Yo, and they all had black eye, all right black eyes, right? His mom.
It was. Yo, his mom and him had matching black eyes on the same eye.
Yeah, all 3 of them at the same damn time.
Oh man.
And
don't expect a ton of exciting and intriguing storylines or twists or turns or major battles like with the first season. Much more about character development. Yes, that and I feel like that's what it was with this season. And I still feel like this season was well rounded. So if season 2 and season 3 are to build up everybody's arcs, because like I said, it's a lot going into this. Every single individual character has their own arc.
All right, here you go.
War, love, betrayal, and superpower sex. Oh my god.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. You ended like that. That was easy. Yeah, I like that.
Man.
I like that.
Pain. Yeah. Season 3 will be. Season 3 will be. Major spoiler. Mark is invincible. Yes. And speaking of that, I actually like the breakaway credits to where it was going from the red and black to the black and blue.
Yeah.
So obviously next season, Mark's going to get a new suit. He's going to end up in the black and red probably for the rest of the damn show. So it is what it is. The old suit's going to another particular character. I just finished season 2. It was sick. Didn't quite hit as hard as season 1, but it still was crazy cool. Looking forward to see what Alan's up to. Yes, because Alan, of course, he found the Viltrumite jail. He could take a Viltrumite hit, and he's fine. Look, that prison scene with Nolan, big implications.
Okay.
That Nolan has feelings? Is that the implication?
Yeah, I just want my wife.
I know.
I miss her.
Yeah, all of a sudden, right?
All of a sudden. Since season 1 was blood spattering and season 2 was shattering, I say season 3's opening will be burning or gunfire. I'm calling burning. But yeah, I miss my wife. They're like, damn, you miss Debbie. She took care of your kids, brother.
You miss that old thing. That's what happened. Miss that old thing.
Mm-hmm.
That
Treat
happens.
her like a pet.
That happens.
Try to give her a tree as a bouquet. What's wrong with you,
I
brother?
wonder how much that buck too.
Really?
Listen, he was just with her for like a couple years, bro. Nah, not a couple years. I forgot. I was thinking of her agent. He was with her for at least 8 months.
Less. This is the thing, and I hate to put it that way. He met Andressa as a teenager.
He did.
Okay.
He saved her.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 days later, she was 36.
Like he was playing Quagmire. He was basically like, yo, he was playing Quagmire. Are you 21 yet? Are you 21 yet? Are you 18 yet?
10 minutes has passed. So
he was Quagmire.
sorry, that's my man.
Nolan is a horrible person.
He's the worst.
Boy was having R. Kelly tracks in the background.
Oh my god!
Seems like you're ready.
Well, what is it? Is this the portion of the show, Jorge? Are we ready for our?
Waiting for the.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Okay.
I
said I had a change of wardrobe. Let me go ahead and take care of this.
So, what we wanted to do today was, of course, this was WrestleMania week. We are in the Philly, South Jersey, New York area. We're in the tri-state area, and WrestleMania was right here in the city of Philadelphia, and we got a couple Party Nerds OGs that are going to stop by and they're going to talk about WrestleMania because they were there all week. So our good friends Ed, is Gerv showing up as well?
He should be. Ed is loading in right now.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Go ahead and get myself.
Hold on. Yeah. This motherfucker's the master of disguise. Shit off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This man, if he's
the man of mystery.
Where my boy?
But yes,
it don't matter.
Yeah, the biggest thing. I mean, I know we wanted to talk Cody Rhodes, The Rock, Roman Reigns, the surprises that basically happened in there. But our good old boy Ed got to be there basically the entire weekend. Haas, didn't you say you was going to?
There we go.
Nah. I would have liked to go. That joint was pricey, bro.
Yeah, it looked pricey.
I got stuff invested. I can't.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
That's right. Right.
Oh man. I can't take it. I can't take it.
I wanted to let that simmer in. I wanted to do this.
It ain't the Rock, it's the Pebble.
All right.
Yeah, man. All right, man. You can button that up now.
Yeah, for real.
There's somebody going a little crazy right now.
That young man got all his taco meat hanging out.
Yeah, you shut your mouth. We're working on that all.
Jesus.
Yo, jabronis.
Yo, there he is.
What up?
Hey,
what up?
There he is.
All right, so allow us to introduce our good old homie,
my boy Ed.
your boy Ed.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
So Ed,
What's up?
I'm glad to have you here. Haven't seen you in a while, man. It's good to see your face. We didn't get a chance to go, but we know you was there front row and center, basically through all the festivities of WrestleMania. So the floor is yours, man. Let us know what happened.
Dude, here's all I can really say. So this is my first WrestleMania. So this is my first chance to do anything WrestleMania related. And I have a lot of stuff to bring with me here too. Just some of the stuff that I have. Of course, I got a little souvenir cup with all the different superstars. I got, of course, t-shirts. I got the program right here.
What I was about to say.
Bam. Program, WrestleMania, both nights. And then also,
You was there both nights?
I went both nights, night one and night two. And then, of course, the Hall of Fame right there.
Nice.
Oh, man.
So,
Fire.
oh my God. Listen, I have seen many WrestleManias. So I've watched many WrestleManias, of course, on Peacock and pay-per-view and everything else. But it hits so much different when you're actually there live. It hits so much different when you get to see it in person, when you're across all the 70,000 people. They announced each night that it was 75,000 people each night of WrestleMania.
So they sold out the link.
Wow.
Oh yeah, they definitely absolutely sold out
More
the
than sold out. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Now, Ed, if you don't mind me asking you, for those that don't really know, like, tell me about the script. Tell me, like, what's been happening and that led up to this. Like, I want to know, because again, I've been following what The Rock has been kind of like posting and kind of bing banging back, i.e., while the taco meat is out, because I just love what he's doing. But tell us what's been happening. What was WrestleMania about?
So this year's WrestleMania revolved around finishing the story, specifically with the headline character right here in the center of my t-shirt, Cody Rhodes. So he was the biggest focus throughout this past year, and especially after he won the Royal Rumble again, he was the biggest focus. Originally, after the Royal Rumble on SmackDown, he was going to challenge Roman Reigns, but there was a storyline pivot where it ended up that The Rock came back to television, and there was going to be a setup to do Rock versus Roman at this year's WrestleMania, which left Cody without any WrestleMania match. He won the Royal Rumble. He was supposed to challenge for the title. And the fan backlash on all social media was what really pushed forward the movement to get everything back on track. And if anything, it led to a newer pivot that nobody really expected. So at the WrestleMania kickoff event in Las Vegas, they were going to set up, okay, it's Rock versus Roman. We're going to do this. And then Cody Rhodes came out and was like, nah, this is bullshit. I am not here for this. I won the Royal Rumble. I want my title match. I don't care what The Rock says. And then it turned everything around. You saw the Hollywood Rock character, the asshole Rock character from back in the day. He was wearing all those shirts, including
all
like the cow patch shirt he had from back in the day, from 20 years ago, the shades. And it was just so interesting seeing this new heel Rock joining up with the champion Roman Reigns going into WrestleMania saying, look, Cody, I don't care about anything. I don't care about your family's legacy. The bloodline, the Samoan dynasty is the best family in wrestling. And we are going to make sure that you don't make out of WrestleMania at all with this championship, because nobody want, no matter how much the crowd likes you, family is more important than whatever the crowd thinks. So that's what the storyline was going into WrestleMania. And for the first time ever, two wrestlers are going to main event both nights of WrestleMania. Cody
that was
and
crazy.
Roman. There was a tag team match Saturday night to main event to decide what happens on Sunday. And that's the storyline leading up to it.
So give the description of what that tag team match was with the Rock and Roman Reigns?
Yeah, so it was The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, who's the world heavyweight champion on Raw. And the stipulation was that if the good guys won, then it would just be Roman versus Cody straight up one-on-one on night 2. But if The Rock and Roman won, then it was bloodline rules, which means that the bloodline can do whatever they want on night 2 because there's no rules. So that was the setup going into this whole entire WrestleMania weekend. And it was high, like you can just feel the atmosphere throughout all the festivities. We were in
that was something that I wanted to kind of like touch on, especially like, can you like describe what the atmosphere in the Lincoln Center was like? Because like it's just really, to me, amazing to see like the build up now for like WWE. Like you felt like it dwindled off, or it was like, oh, okay, we know it's wrestling, it's fake shit. But like the energy before is crazy now. So I'm like trying to like understand a little bit more about it. Like tell us about it.
Sure. So
I better say, Ed, before you get to that damn triple tag team match with Naomi and
Naomi,
Bianca Blair,
and Jade Cargill.
Oh my God.
Bro, can I tell you? Like,
I'd have fell out.
That was aura on night 1.
Whew.
Just seeing them come out, it just felt like a new powerful force was coming out in wrestling. Mm-hmm.
The sisters.
It was excellent. It's like the crowd was just going nuts.
The sisters. Listen.
The crowd was going nuts for all of them, I'm telling you.
Who was it? Who was it, James?
The sisters.
Hey, yo, Ed. Yo. All right, so you were there.
Mm-hmm.
How was the energy? Like, how was it when Roman Reigns accidentally speared The Rock and The Rock selling it? How was it live?
Oh my God! Like many different spots, like many different moments throughout WrestleMania weekend, really made the crowd go nuts. But that spear, we were just like, "Oh no, what's gonna happen? Are the bloodline gonna lose? Is there gonna be dissension between Roman and Rock going into the rest of the match, and maybe something happens on night 2?" But the crowd just went nuts for when that happened. And then
because The Rock sold that shit.
Oh my God! Like, he was on a tear. Like for his first match since 2016, like he was on fire.
Yeah, but he was in good shape.
I give him mad.
He's in great shape.
He did for that match. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, who's Speed?
Oh, he's a business partner of Logan Paul. He was in the match. He was part of WrestleMania Sunday because Logan Paul came out. He's the United States champion, so he has one of the championships on SmackDown.
Logan Paul has a belt.
Logan Paul has a belt, man.
Yeah,
like,
he does.
He's
out of here,
honestly,
man.
he's been part of the roster for the last 2 years.
He has been. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna tell you right now. No joke. He is impressive. Like he takes to wrestling like a fish in water. Like he's that good. Like everything about Logan Paul, his moveset, his selling, his character development, just being that like social
he's not
media
BSing.
asshole.
Like
no,
he's not. He's not BSing it. Like
he takes this shit seriously. Like he said, he's doing.
Yeah, he really does.
Boxing. He's not doing the boxing anymore to strictly focus on wrestling.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, he's taking it serious
because of his partnership with WWE. Prime, his drink, was the sponsor for WrestleMania, which why you had the Prime logo on the canvas.
Yeah, on the canvas. Yeah.
And this year, SummerSlam, their summer pay-per-view, is going to be in Cleveland Brown Stadium because of them. So they're going to be at the Cleveland Brown Stadium doing SummerSlam.
Jesus.
So he's no joke, man. He's good. No joke at all.
That's what's happening.
Now, if you don't, could you just tell us like maybe a little bit more about like how also the impact of the female section? Because obviously we understand like the women's wrestling is also very, very huge. And I was like seeing like posters of like Rhea Ripley and like all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So like
100%. So, 2016 was like the WWE's kind of like revolution of women's wrestling. It all started back then when they wanted to kind of go away from like just divas and having like short matches and just being like the bathroom break match. They didn't want to do that. They want to have legit matches. And it started in their developmental system, NXT, and then rose up to the main roster in WWE. So 2016 was that push point. But then over the last few years, you've been seeing a lot of the female superstars now giving chances to main event pay-per-views, main event shows, go for titles on Raw, SmackDown, everything else, which is why you're seeing like the posters for Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch, and on the other side, on the SmackDown side, it was Io Sky and Bayley. They were matched the SmackDown side, and then Rhea and Becky were Raw. And it was just like it's amazing just to see like the depth of the women's roster now when you just have like 20 to 30 different superstars who can really push through that mainstream and be able to try to compete for those top spots. And then NXT is fostering them now. Like you're seeing a lot of the developmental stars who are coming from different backgrounds that aren't wrestling, that have like sports backgrounds. Like, for example, one of the most popular superstars on SmackDown that came up is a woman named Tiffany Stratton. She had a gymnastics background, but her gimmick is that she's like a rich preppy school, like Barbie basically. And she's just been killing it now, which is why they called her up so soon and why they wanted to really like put her on that next trajectory as one of the next top stars. And she's like 24 years old, just a year or two into learning how to wrestle. And she's already kind of like got it down pat. So I think that's one of the biggest things about this new crop of talent that's coming is that you don't have to come from a strictly wrestling background. If you can, put in the work, learn the system in place, especially with what WWE has in their performance center and how they're able to transition, like working in the ring, working the camera, working the character. It's starting to be on the rise. And now you have like the bigger superstars, like with Rhea, Becky, with Io and Bayley. There was a push to have one of those two matches before the Bloodline story really, really exploded. Any one of those two matches could have main evented one of the two nights of WrestleMania, specifically night one, of course, because you would have had Roman Cody night 2. But there's been a push to have one of those matches main event WrestleMania. Like, for example, there's only been 2 times that the women have main evented WrestleMania. WrestleMania 35
was it
Ronda
Bianca
Rousey,
and Sasha?
Bianca and Sasha main evented 37, which was the one after the pandemic in 2021. So it was the first time that 2 black women main evented a WrestleMania.
It was great to look at.
It was
absolutely.
But no, like that. Ever since then, like when you've seen the rise of Bianca Belair,
keep looking over here, Ralph. Yeah,
Rhea Ripley.
Look. As far as
man,
we've come a long way
to see that.
from we've come a long way from glow gorgeous ladies of wrestling. Like the females in WWE nowadays are definitely on another level. But I do got to bring up a little bit of controversy because I found something a little bit off the hinges during WrestleMania, and I saw little glimpses of it. Because if you watched it rather than what you saw, because you were there live, when you watched it on Peacock, of course they kind of like a basketball. They highlight the side of the ring with the brand sponsor. Right.
Oh,
so when you watch it on TV, you know what I'm talking about. So during the Mexican
I think I know exactly
match,
what you're talking about.
with Rey Mysterio, it was
about
sponsored by Aqua Frescas. And then when the sisters Naomi, Jade, and Bianca was fighting, it was sponsored by Wingstop. I was like, hold on now.
All right,
not that unseasoned chicken.
Oh God.
I've only had
when the sisters was fighting, it was sponsored by Wingstop, and when the Mexicans was fighting, it was sponsored by Aqua Fresca.
Not Wingstop.
I'm just saying
that them wings is bland. Bland.
No, listen, honestly, you bring up a very, very good point. I want to make sure that point doesn't go unnoticed. I did notice that same thing too.
The orange drink from the bodega.
Oh man, orange. It look hell nah.
Oh,
Sisters gotta have their wings, but not.
Yeah, I know that they want
Sisters
to
gotta have their
their
wings.
brand sponsorships.
No,
but it's
don't do
Jesus
that.
Christ. All right.
Don't do that.
Don't do
that. Don't do that.
But overall, because outside of that, even outside of just the Saturday and the Sunday, Friday beforehand, I think, what was it? Wale Mania was on Thursday in Philly.
Wale Mania was Thursday.
And then Friday was the Hall of Fame, right?
Yep, it's Friday. So I didn't go to SmackDown in the Hall of Fame, but I did. I was there Saturday for NXT, but I know the Hall of Fame was on Friday after SmackDown went off the air. So they had like
and Raw was on the night.
Raw's on like right now.
I have a recording right now, so that's when we had to jump on after this. So tonight is their like big like restart, because now ever since last night after the main event of night 2, there's been talking about like that we're in a new era. We're 100
about Taco Bell,
bro.
Taco Bell, the Taco Bell.
That was bad.
You can't. But where was I? Oh, so there's been a push that we're now in a new era. We're removing every single like aspect of the past. We're now pushing forward towards the future. Cody Rhodes is going to be the main spotlight of this new era. Triple H is the head of creative, so he's like basically pushing forward to it. There was even also talk. I saw this yesterday that soon they're going to be the post Vince McMahon era. Basically, all like anything Vince McMahon is gone. Anything from his leadership is gone. It's all Triple H's era now. So he's brought in brand new people to produce the show. He's brought in new cinematographers. So if you're watching the show and you feel like something looks a little different, that is why. So like, for example, I noticed this during the Royal Rumble match, when you have wrestlers, during the Royal Rumble match, sometimes they would actually put like a scorecard, like on the top left-hand corner, where you can see how long the main 2 or 3 people have been in the Rumble. So it has that sports-like presentation. The camera angles are a lot better. Like you can have like 2 or 3 minutes where like it's just one take. Like they don't change cameras. Like before, you would just try to change the camera angle to find the best position for certain moves and stuff. They don't do that. They just say like, we're going to focus on this one camera going around the ring for like 2 or 3 minutes to like capture the action. So it felt more real and authentic and sports-like. Right. So I think with this new push, now they're also planning on dropping the moniker sports entertainment, because I know for wrestling, like traditional wrestling fans, when you hear the term sports entertainment, that's usually where like you get the whole like, it's entertainment, so it's fake then, which is not, obviously. Scripted, fine, but fake, no.
Scripted, but nah, that's
no,
shit.
No.
We know. that shit's real.
I can tell you right now.
We watch on Hard Die in the Ring. We know.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So
man.
Yeah.
So there's like, trust me, what the wrestlers
like when it happened.
What the wrestlers go through is no joke.
Yeah.
So
100%.
And also one of the most motivational stories was R-Truth, who won on Saturday. He was wrestling in the developmental, just helping out one of the younger guys, and he suffered I believe it was a tear in his leg. But the tear, they didn't notice afterwards that the tear was so bad that he basically had a hole in his leg. Ooh. And if they didn't treat it as fast as they did, he might have lost his leg or died from the infection that was forming in his leg. So he was off of TV for like a year and a half or so before he came back, and now he's on the run of his life right now. He's 52 years old and looks the same. Like he can move as well as he did back in like when I first saw him was 2004 when he was in the other promotion, TNA Wrestling. Yeah, he can still move. He can still run the ropes. He still looks the same as before. So that's longevity. 100%.
What were the implications of Undertaker and Cena showing up on Sunday?
Yeah. So basically,
I was about to ask that. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go in. So to go into night 2, that was where the atmosphere really picked up, because once the main event happened, you saw the crowd. Most of the crowd, like especially for me, I was in the upper deck section. We were almost standing the entire match because we were wondering what the hell is going to happen, especially because, of course, Bloodline rules, anything goes.
Bloodline rules.
Yeah, Bloodline rules. But the the part that we were always focused on was that how are we going to use our terminology, Avengers assemble our way to have Cody Rhodes have like this arsenal of superstars to stop the bloodline. So that's how we got to that moment. Like basically last year when Cody lost, he was pretty much going by himself. So he didn't really have a support system. This year, it was just like, okay, there are a lot of people that the bloodline pissed off. We're now going to come together to actually take them out. So it started, of course, it started with Jimmy Uso, Roman's cousin, interfering, and then Jimmy's brother Jay took him out. So they took themselves out. Then the other cousin, Solo Sikoa, came in to almost interfere exactly the same way as last year. And then that's when John Cena came out, because Cena and Solo have beef from their match they had a few months ago. That happens. So Cena takes out Solo. Then The Rock comes out, and you see the first time Rock and Cena face off since like, what was it, 2013? So it's been 11 years.
It's been a long time.
And
more than a decade. Yeah.
Oh my God, I can tell you right now, Cena Rock stare down, the entire crowd was screaming. I was standing. I had an aisle seat up in the upper deck.
I just still got your voice, Ed.
Me too. I am. I stood up the entire time. I couldn't. I was like, I'm not sitting down. I'm going to watch every single thing happening. And that stare down, as soon as it happened, we went nuts. So then Rock takes out Cena with the rock bottom. That happens. And then Seth Rollins and his old Shield gimmick was meant to interfere to try to help to take out The Rock, but Roman takes him out. We'll come back to that later. But then as soon as The Rock was about to use his whipping belt,
the belt
on
Mama Rhodes,
the Mama Rhodes belt.
like shout out to Hollywood Hogan, because that's what Hollywood used to do. Go ahead.
That's when you hear the gong and the Undertaker came out, because we didn't know. All of us honestly thought that moment was going to be Stone Cold Steve Austin. We absolutely
that's what I heard. Yeah, everybody thought that.
Believed. Oh, Stone Cold Steve Austin, because it's Stone Cold and The Rock at a WrestleMania. You have to do it.
It's.
But in essence, from what I've read in other theories online, the Undertaker actually makes a little bit more sense. The reason why is because the last time the Undertaker lost at WrestleMania was because of Roman Reigns. That was the last time he lost, was WrestleMania 33. So he's like, look, you show this. Undertaker was always about respecting the yard of the wrestling. And that's what he thought he was doing for Roman in that match at Mania. But Roman became twisted. Undertaker basically had to show up now to take back his yard, if you will, or to at least take it away from Roman. So that's how the Undertaker got involved, chokeslams The Rock, and then they both disappear. And then the last bit of the storyline, which was the most cathartic for everyone in the crowd as we watched it, you had Seth Rollins, who was Roman Reigns' old partner in their stable, The Shield. And you had Cody Rhodes on the other side of the ring, and Roman with the steel chair. He could take out Cody right now, get it over with, get his title, leave, and possibly start a riot in Philadelphia. Because if Cody lost, we would have rioted. But he took out Seth. There were at least 3 or 4 signs that said if Cody loses, we riot. But then he takes out Seth Rollins with the chair the same exact way 10 years ago, almost 10 years to the day, that Seth turned on Roman. Roman, the same chair shot to Seth. So instead of trying to cement his legacy and cement the bloodline as dominance, he went for
his ego got involved.
Not even just ego; it was actually just revenge, because he's always had this
pride, revenge,
almost like a PTSD level of mistrust
about Seth
Rollins did, and that Seth Rollins said in promos going into Mania, "Look, I created this monster because of what happened with me in the Shield, and I'm going to help you take it down. Cody, I will be your personal shield." And he did that. He took the bullet for Cody, so that way Cody can then win the match.
Now, what's this thing? Because after this whole thing is said and done, you realize that this story came up to this ultimate conclusion. But for Roman, there's this rumor going about that basically he's about to go through his cancer scare again.
Well, so I know he had a press conference and he talked about how he's currently in remission, but he always has to take these chemotherapy like medicine for basically life. He has to take it for life because that's what they mentioned in his bio special about the leukemia that he suffered from when they found it in his youth, and then it came back in 2018, I want to say. 2018. So once they found a stable enough treatment with these chemotherapy drugs that he's able to take now, it's able to keep it in remission so that way he doesn't have to, worry about it. He's not going through a scare or anything. It's not like, oh, it's coming back or it's going to be attacking his blood cells or anything. He just mentioned in his press conference that he just has to take the medication so he can stay in remission. So that way he's able to take care of himself and still keep himself healthy. I know.
Look, he's been chanting for a long time, so he might just need the time off.
Him and Seth, I think, are both going to have some time off right now because Seth has injuries that he's just been suffering through. Like he has a back injury, he's always had a knee injury, so he's going to take some time off himself to kind of get himself straight as well. But yeah, so we're going to be in an area where Roman's going to take a little bit of time away.
So your rating is like 20 out of 10 for this whole weekend. Philly did it up.
Oh my god, dude! Can I tell you?
Oh, talk about Kelsey and Lane before we
Yeah, so on the WrestleMania Saturday, you had the Rey Mysterio match, and during the match, we saw these two big dudes with lucha masks. I was just like, what the hell is going on here? Like, I even saw it in person. I didn't understand what the hell was going on. So then they interfere. They help Rey Mysterio win the match. Great, cool, love it. And then as soon as they unmasked, I then realized, now I got to switch hats. Then I realized it was Kelsey and Lane.
Patty. Thanks, Patty.
They said thanks. Yeah, so then as soon as I saw it was Kelsey and Lane, we just all lost our minds. We were like, oh my God, like this is awesome. Just seeing the integration. And it made some of us thinking, like, I wonder if any of the other Philly teams are going to be here. They weren't.
Right.
But it would have been awesome if they were.
It would have been cool. It would have been fine.
But I was like, no. And apparently, I saw a Facebook article. Kelsey and Lane actually did like a small, like 1 hour, 2 hour crash course in how pro wrestling is done at a local school here, a wrestling school.
Yeah, there is a wrestling
Jersey,
school right there.
The Monster Factory.
It's right. Monster Factory right over there in Swedesboro, Paulsboro, something like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so they actually got to learn learn the crash course and kind of learn it because Seth Rollins did some of his training going into Mania at the Eagles facility at NovaCare. So he's able to do some. So that's the crossover right there. So that was cool.
So how did Philly live up to WrestleMania weekend?
Oh my God, man. We were raucous. We were loud. We were just ready for just this new era of WWE. For me, I went to 5 different events this weekend. 6, I guess, technically. I went to WWE World, the convent at the convention center. So I was able to see a lot of the different artifacts, a lot of the history of WWE. They had a lot of the like actual ring worn gear and trophy cases. They had panels, autograph signings. It was just an amazing experience to be a part of. Then you had the actual kickoff conference that happened in the parking lot of Wells Fargo Center. That was cool to be a part of. I went to an independent show, Ring of Honor, on Friday night, which was awesome. Then Saturday, of course, was their developmental system NXT. They had a pay-per-view called Stand and Deliver at Wells Fargo, which was amazing. And then, of course, both nights of WrestleMania. But awesome. I would say throughout the weekend, there were people who went to anything possible because you had small indie shows all week long, even before WrestleMania, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You had wrestling shows in Philadelphia. You had wrestling shows in Jersey. You had wrestling shows in a variety of different areas. So if there was something you wanted to go to, even if it was just to experiment with, you had options all over the place.
People forget how big wrestling is in Philly, man. That's the home of ECW.
That
started right
I
there.
learned today. I actually learned today that a wrestler from ECW, the Blue Meanie, he actually
I remember the Blue Meanie.
If you had a VIP badge for WrestleMania, like you bought one of the VIP priority passes where you get like everything, you spent like $1,000, whatever, you actually got a chance to go to the ECW arena, and a lot of those
it was right on South Street.
Yep. Well, Swanson and Rittner is where it is. It's right off
right on South Street.
Yeah, Oregon Avenue is where it's closer to. And you actually got a tour of the arena, like how it is now, of course, because I've been to the ECW arena. It's now called 2300 Arena. So I've been there for a few different indie shows, but just being able to like go into the arena, have a set that looks like ECW, have people who were there during the big rise of ECW, go through the history.
Tommy Dreamer, fucking New Jack.
Taz, all those people.
Sabu.
It's amazing, man. It was just amazing that how much Philly really needed this WrestleMania. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that
Yeah.
I think that it felt like this was the most appropriate city to have this specific WrestleMania and this specific
Like a
new
start of a
era.
new age.
Yeah, a new age of WrestleMania,
Yeah.
and it started in Philadelphia, and that's what I think is something that's gonna resonate with me forever.
Yeah.
Is that fact that WrestleMania in Philadelphia is like gonna change the course of how everything is going forward in pro wrestling, and to be the centerpiece of it is like the coolest thing possible. I think that's gonna be amazing.
Hey, I appreciate you telling us all this shit, man. That sounds fucking amazing.
Yeah, no, everything sounds dope.
No, it was so much fun, man. And I will say this: I'm praying for everybody else. Nothing disrupted WrestleMania weekend. WrestleMania Friday, I was there. We didn't I don't know what your guys. I haven't talked to you guys about it. But I don't know what your experience is because we had no earthquake in Philadelphia Friday when all the.
Oh yeah, I
heard about that. Yeah,
I slept through that. So I don't slept through it.
No interference.
Nothing get the experience.
But no, we didn't. And thankfully, I literally was in line for a meet and greet, and my mom texted me. She's like, "Did you feel that?" And then Patty texted me, "Did you feel that?" I was like, "No, nothing happened here. What are you talking about?" And then that's when they told me everything that happened and with the 4.8, 4.8.
All good, man.
I was sleeping on my couch.
I would to Miami Geeks comment. I hope that a SummerSlam, if they come back to Philly, I hope it's for something big like a SummerSlam or
and SummerSlam would be slow because the weather would be better.
Oh my god, it
for
will.
Sure.
I think Miami Geeks want to sit down there in Miami.
I'm going to tell you this right now. Night 1 of WrestleMania really sucked because again, I'm in upper deck. I'm in section 219 in Lincoln Financial Field. They said, "Oh, the weather is 52 degrees outside." I'm like, "Bro, are you kidding me?"
Up there, it's like 30.
Yeah, up there, it's and we had wind on top of that.
And you had what?
Wind.
So
wind. It was windy.
Yeah,
it was windy.
I mean, look,
literally,
y'all were
was struggling. I was literally struggling trying to hold my phone to capture video of the main events of night 1.
Oh hell,
because of how cold it was. And then go figure, my dumb ass bundles up for night 2. I'm like, okay, I'm going to put on a long sleeve shirt. That long sleeve shirt.
He's like,
regular shirt.
Figured it out.
Yep. As soon as I get outside, it's 63 degrees and the sun is bright out. And I'm
were you in the same section both times?
Yeah, my ticket was good for both. My ticket was good for both.
Yeah, I wanted to ask how that worked.
Yeah, so
if you get both nights, you'll have the same seat.
You have to make so when you were buying tickets online for WrestleMania, there was a package that specifically said the 2-night package. So when you buy that, you pick your seat, and your one ticket is good for both nights in the same seat.
Woo!
Yeah.
Okay.
Same thing for those who bought tickets for Raw and SmackDown and NXT. They also had a package for the Wells Fargo Center. You bought one seat and you picked the 3-night. Your seat is good for all 3 nights.
Oh, now see, this is the fact that WrestleMania is outdoors always bothers me because, I'm like, if I'm in that football stadium, for one, I don't want to be in the 300s because I'll probably be up there high fiving Eddie Guerrero as much as possible because I'm up there with Jesus. I don't want to be up there, so, straight up and down. But Ed, I'm happy that you got to experience that shit. But this is the end of the broadcast, man. So shout out to Ed. Thank you for being here talking about.
Thank you guys.
Thank you for letting me wear this shirt. Thank you.
Yeah, we will be looking forward to season 3 of Invincible that we talked about earlier, and of course, tomorrow's X-Men. So we're gonna be hollering about that tomorrow. Hopefully, it's better than what we see in episode 4. I was gonna say some shit. So looking
forward to the next episode.
Right. So for Haas, Ralphie or Pebble or Granite or Taco Meat or Eddie and Jorge, we are out. Party Nerds go.
Peace.